So the next term that we need to know under geometry is angles. Very important. Angles means whenever two rays meet at a common point, an angle is formed. Now if you take your book also, this edge of the book is meeting this edge of the book over here. So one angle is formed over here. So another angle will be formed over here where these two edges are meeting. So even in our real life, we see many such examples wherever two rays meet and an angle is formed. Say for example, you take a clock. In the clock also, the hour hand and the minute hand. Say for example, it is 1 o'clock. Then something like this. So there will be one angle which is formed here in between the hour and the minute hand. There is another angle which is formed on the outside of these two hands of the clock also. Okay. So this is where you see the angles. Now, the meaning of angle is when two rays. So this is a ray. What is the name of this ray? I told you the end point has to be written first. So it will be QP. Near the arrow is P. So near the arrow you write P. And what is this ray? QR. So these two rays are forming an angle over here because they are meeting at Q. So this common point Q, is called the vertex. So the place where both of these rays meet is called the vertex. Okay. Now, whenever you write the name of an angle, you have to write all these 3 points. And how do you write them? It needs to be in order. So you can either write it as angle. If you're talking about this angle, you can write it as angle PQR. PQR. Now this is the symbol for angle, a small angle. Now even if this angle is a different type of an angle, angles need not be like this. We will be learning different types of angles. Sometimes your angles are open like that. Okay. This is also an angle. Then you have some angles which are simply straight lines. Okay. This is also an angle. This is also an angle. So even if angles are of this type or that type, the symbol for angle will always remain this. Okay, it looks like an acute angle. We'll be doing the different types of angles a little later. So now writing the name of this angle, how would you write angle PQR? Now that is not the only way in which you can write it. You can also write it as RQP. So you can also write it as RQP. So this angle can be written as angle PQR or angle RQP. Now if you look at both the names, the Q is in the middle. The vertex is Q. So always the vertex has to be in the middle of the name of the angle. Now this angle, if you are not given the 3 points names, you can simply give one small letter A or small letter L. Then it will be called angle L. So these are the different ways you can call it of calling this angle. Now if it is PQR, it can also be called angle Q. Simply you can call Q. So you know we are talking about this angle which is formed at Q. Okay. So that is the symbol for angle. Now whenever any angle is drawn, it will have some measure. Like we spoke about a line segment. I wrote 7 centimeters. Okay, that was the length of the line segment. But angles are not measured in centimeters. They will be measured in degrees. Okay. So this is the symbol for degrees. So say for example, this angle is 50 degrees. Then I will write 50 and I'll write a small circle over here. So that this circle over here is the symbol for degree. And how do we draw these angles or how do we measure these angles? We draw or measure angles using a protractor. Okay, which some of you may be calling it D. It is not a D, it is called a protractor. Something like this. Okay. And these protractors will have markings from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. These are the markings on the protractor. So you'll have a 0 degree here and 180 degree here, and also a 0 and 180 degree there. So all that I will be explaining a little later.